Let's talk about Jimmy and the Timberwolves, a new era there. What do you expect from him in Minnesota?
Well, first thing, when I heard the phone number, I thought he was going to say 777-9311, which is a time song, and it was made. The time was a group with Prince. Anyway, look it up.
It would have been funny if it was Gar Forman
and when he said 77, I was like, is he trying to be funny? And I also sent a text, didn't get a text back.
Oh.
I think it's the best way to get rid of your phone number. I think to put it out there and then you can tell everybody, hey, man, I didn't have a chance to change it. I think Jimmy Butler being there with Wiggins, who if LeBron could have somehow kept Wiggins inside of Cleveland when they drafted him, would have been a great thing. And I also think Cat has a lot to prove. Cat has so much to prove, not making all defensive team, not all NBA team, being such a great player. I think literally now, having a coach who knows how to coach, Jimmy Butler who understands he has literally people looking at him funny, it gives you back your hunger. It makes you humble again when somebody trades you, when you think or they tell you you're the man. When you're the man and the man can be shipped off, it does a lot. So I think this three is going to do something major. I would say that this three would win 50 games, 51 games.
This year?
I'm sorry, 40, 42, 43 games. I got to say that because 50 is a big number, but
It's a big number.
yeah, it's a big number, but in this league,
in the West?
with you not being able to touch anybody, you can do that. So I say 41 to 45 games. I think they do go to the playoffs.
This year?
This year.
Playoffs.
And you can add another $5 and we can have a $10 situation. Playoffs, because
You guys are running a tab with me.
We are.
You guys,
Okay,
I get you and Herm out here. You're running on credit. I'm gonna start compounding interest. I'm gonna make all these people happy. I don't need this job anymore. I'll go away.
games.
They can all be happy.
42 games.
Just keep winning my
They're
bets.
going to win 7 games a month. That makes 42. 6 months of playing.
All right.
Watch and see.
Look, I feel similarly about this that I do CP3 to Houston, in that this makes them better, but let's tap the brakes on what we all think it's going to do. Undoubtedly, this is an awesome move for the Wolves. I love this move for the Wolves. But this team had 31 wins a year ago. I think Jimmy's a top 15 player. I think Jimmy is going to definitely make this team better. But this is still a team sport, and this team still has some problems. Karl Anthony-Towns, Andrew Wiggins, and Jimmy Butler going forward, aces. Love it. But here's some problems. Depth, weak. Was a problem a year ago, going to be even more of a problem right now. They ran huge minutes on those three guys last year, if you include Levine with Wiggins and Towns. This threesome is going to play even more minutes. Should something happen to one of those guys? You talk about injuries always happen.
Under 25 years old, the minutes doesn't mean anything.
Jimmy's not.
Jimmy's not, but for everybody else, that's only, trust me.
Listen.
Better they're playing them than not.
Yeah, you get it.
Well,
so
the point,
imagine
though.
every minute you play, or every season, you get like 5 seasons better. You do. I tell you what, I went, left school, I came back for All-Star break. I said, Coach Crimmins, here's our workout schedule. Yeah, can I run this practice today? He goes, yeah, you run practice. Everybody was exhausted. And I thought practice was easy in the pros. I realized, he said, man, what did they teach you in 6 months? So I realized what happens when if I were to play 35, 40 minutes a game, I would learn everything. Plus, when you got these three set up, the guys behind them, the Livingstons like they have, and the Matt Barnes, they want to make jokes about Matt Barnes. I would take Matt Barnes on my squad. They should bring Matt Barnes back to Minnesota because he brings that mentality.
That's my point. The Wolves don't have a Livingston. They don't have a Matt Barnes. Their depth is weak. And I'm telling you, potential problems is going to keep them from the playoffs. By the way, the Wolves have like $19 million plus in cap space. They're going to still add to this equation. And maybe they get in on Paul Millsap. They have other problems. They have spacing problems. There's not anybody. Jimmy's a pretty good three-point shooter, but that has been a problem for the Wolves. They don't spread the floor. They don't shoot the three that well. So these are things that I'm telling you are a reason that you don't jump from, where were they?
31.
31 wins and, like, what is this, 14th, 15th place in the they're 2 or 3 up from the bottom in the West. How about that? I can count from the bottom, not from the top. They are 2 or 3 from the bottom in the West, and I say to myself, who do they replace? Because there's not many teams right now getting worse. The Clippers got worse. Are they out of the playoffs without Chris Paul? And the Jazz. If Gordon Hayward flies the coop, that's a 50-win team. Are they out of the playoffs? That's 2 teams that could fall out. I mean, just in the realm of imagination, could fall out. But let's just be clear. The Wolves got to still jump the Nuggets, the Pelicans, the Kings, the Mavs, and they can jump many of those teams now with Butler.
All right.
But to get in that top 8, that's a big leap.
I'm just going to say.
I'll let you have your
I'm just
doubling
going to
up in
say.
here.
I'm just going to say, my man Jimmy Buckets brings at least 11 more
Right.
wins, 42.